Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Star Trek Online. This is a very early on mission, Battle of Caleb 4, which is a pivotal moment in the Agents of Yesterday. That whole story arc we've got going on. We're currently in the original Cirrus Kirk era of things, but we'll soon move on to the Next Generation and Beyond era. This video will take you every step of the way through the mission briefing, the space battles, the incursion onto the Klingon ships, and our eventual sacrifice. Here we go. Strap in.
We have a situation in the Caleb system. The Klingons are massing a battle fleet in that sector, and it's pointed at Federation space. I'm leading a force to respond to this aggression, and I want you to be a part of it. If they cross the line, we need to be ready for anything.
So we have our orders and we're off to the Caleb 4 system. Good stuff.
All hands, this is Admiral Garrett, on board the USS Yorktown. I'm the commanding officer of this task force. Our long-range sensor platforms have detected a Klingon battle fleet massing near this system. At the moment, they're attacking our subspace relay network in order to disrupt communications and long-range surveillance in this sector. We have the Klingons outnumbered at this time. Should they abandon reason and follow a standard attack doctrine, fire to disable their ships if possible. A strong show of force should send them back to their side of the line. All ships, go to yellow alert. Garrett out.
The Admiral is hailing the Klingons on all frequencies. No response.
So we're approaching lots of Klingons in the area. We can see that straight off the bat, and we're going to be a bit sort of like outnumbered as we go on through this mission. They give the orders for weapons free, and away we go. Now what ensues here is a lengthy battle with a Starfleet task force against that of the Klingon Empire. Even with the low-end ship I've got, which is a Constitution class refit, akin to that of the Wrath of Khan Enterprise, so you know where I'm coming from, the classics, it was a little bit difficult, even with all the other stuff going on as well. It's a very early on mission, you're still learning the internal battle dynamics of starship combat inside the game. When to use your phasers, when to use your photon torpedoes, and also when to balance your shields. I must admit, at the moment, at this part of the game, having not gone through this game for a good 10 years, I'm a little bit confused with all the additional effects that are going on around me. I know my engineer can start repairing bits of the ship, and we can put tractor beams on, and certainly the tactical officer has that, buffed up torpedo attack as well. Also remembering to get in there and get all the items to pick up as well. These can be weapon batteries, shield cells, all the good stuff that you can then enter into your inventory of the game and then access as and when. Now it's got us pursuing the Klingon ships all over the place here, which is then, once we get into this area, is going to lead into another part of the game. As you can see, we're giving them a damn good kicking, as you'd expect. As more and more warp in, we've got to deal with them. But the NPC fleet, the Starfleet fleet that we have with us, is making short work of all these Star Trek adversaries, shall we say. Once we've cleared all the Klingons here, we do get another bit of a set piece, something that takes us on to the next part of the story of this particular mission. And it is a pivotal mission in the Agents of Yesterday. Here we go.
Klingon ships decloaking. All ships, this is Garrett. Execute Battle Plan Sigma 4. Repeat, execute... Concentrate fire on the cruisers. We need to protect them.
So look at this, we've been captured by tractor beams by the Klingons. No dramas there. What we have to do now is get on board and get in there, do a little bit of ground combat and release that tractor beam.
The mighty Federation has been brought to heel at last by the Klingon Empire. Those who remain shall know mercy in return for your unconditional surrender. We Klingons can be gracious in victory, though should you wish to die in battle with honor, I will gladly oblige you.
I'm picking up a temporal anomaly on one of the Klingon ships. It's consistent with readings we've seen at previous Nakul incursions. They're trying to interfere with the timeline again. Leave that to me. I'll modify the transporter and beam you over, past their shields. Once on board, free the ship and neutralize the anomaly if you can. Hurry. We're literally running out of time.
Daniels beamed us into a barracks. I'm not picking up any security alerts. Looks like we got the drop on the Klingons. I brought several photon charges along. If placed tactically, we can use them to disrupt this ship's power grid and take down the tractor beam.
So we have our mission, we've got to get in there, we've got to set our charges, we've got to avoid getting shot and get on with it and disable the tractor beam on the Klingon ship. Once we can free ourselves, we can then get out there and free the other ships that have also been caught with the old tractor beam, proverbial with their Starfleet pants down by the other Klingon fleet. Now, this is quite a simplistic mission, I've got to say it. We've got our crew. They're quite heavily armed for a lower end crew because we've done some of the missions, found some pretty rare items as well. But going through, typically as it's depicted, the red doors, getting the phasers out and following the instructions of what's being said around you, it'll guide you every step of the way. So straight off, we're going to go through the red door to the left. We're in engineering, get the phasers out, give those Klingons a damn good phasering. And you know they like a damn good phasering. So there you go. They've been phasered. They like it. Good stuff. And then we're all on now to go over there and set a charge in that one particular corner. Dead simple. Go over there, press the key of your choice, whether you're on PC or not. But you can go over, set the charge, and that then allows you to move on to the next section of the game. Now, as you can see, we've got several charges we have to place all around the internal Klingon ship. On to the next section. Down to the end of the corridor. A couple of doors knocking about. You see we've got the captain entrance. We've got to cut through here.
I think I can bypass it, but it'll take a little time.
Cut the door. Phasers, that multi-tool of Starfleet. You can zap people. You can heat up rocks. You can cut through doors. You can do everything with a phaser. It's the Swiss Army knife for Starfleet.
Probably the only one on a ship of this
Again
size.
through the door, cut it through, getting the phasers out, shooting the combatants. Hopefully trying to avoid some of the damage that's coming in. But to be fair, I just can't allow it to happen. What's the worst that can possibly happen here? We're phasering Klingon women. We're phasering Klingon men. We're picking up the items, whatever they may be. A hot chocolate, no less. Could have been blood wine, to be fair. Could have been blood wine or a bit of gah sort of stuff. But we're going to set our charge. Once that charge has been done, on to the next one. Again, phasers out. Let's go. Cut in the door. And we are in. Some guards there. Give them a good phasering. Let them have it. get our crew in. Our engineer is putting a turret out there as well. That's certainly helping. We're getting a bit of beef. And once all that's been done, set the charge, much like as before. Now, we're approaching the captain's quarters, or the captain's ready room on this Klingon ship. Once we've set the charge, that's going to give way to another talky bit, another cutscene. That's right through this door here, with the elaborate panel.
All of them! You don't understand how dangerous they are!
I don't need to do anything. Do not forget who is captain here, and who is merely a visitor.
I've given you the means to victory. I suggest you use them. Now.
Noted. Though it seems we have other concerns now.
I warned you, Core. Deal with this. Don't fail me.
Well, well. I was hoping for Kirk, but I got you. Pity. So you're the Federation globflies who found their way onto my ship. A bold maneuver, to be sure. Bold or not, you remain insects. A minor nuisance to be exterminated, swiftly and without mercy. And in that way, we are alike, for we both are here to help ourselves. Today, I will take what I want in the Empire's name and use it to utterly defeat the Federation. And the Nakul, should the time for war come, we will meet them in glorious battle. But for now, our goals align.
Now, with all that fantastic voice acting out of the way, and I gotta say it for Star Trek Online, the voice acting is brilliant, and it's one of the things that does draw you to it, even if the graphics aren't particularly fantastic. Once that's done, shoot all the Klingons. If they drop anything, pick it up. Once you've destroyed the commander, you'll be given the option then to beam off the ship. Always worthwhile once you complete anything to see if anyone's lost or dropped anything. Any of those tasty materials or items that you can then to bolster up your inventory. Once you've done it, time to beam back. The charges will detonate. Once the charges detonate, as you can see, our engineer is saying, we're all ready. Are you going to beam back? You can choose whether to or not. Once you've done your sweep, you've made sure no one's dropped anything useful, get in there, and then you can select to beam out. Beam to your ship. Return to your ship right there. Click beam now, and we get another bit of a cut sequence, don't we, as we beam back to the ship.
The charge has worked. The tractor beam is down and the ship is free to navigate. The feedback from the tractor beam took down our warp capability. The others are still caught in tractor beams, though their systems are operational. If we free them from the tractor beams, they could likely escape.
So we've been told, getting the phasers out now. We've been freed, though we can't go to warp. Impulse speed only. So, attacking the other ships that are holding our Starfleet comrades will allow us to free them. The more we've got, it's going to allow us to escape. Once they've escaped, then what's going to occur is a little bit of a set-piece battle that shows us what actually happens historically at this battle. Now, here comes the set piece, which is pivotal to the Agents of Tomorrow timeline. Here we go.
I'm afraid you're dead. Your ship was destroyed in combat while protecting the retreat of Admiral Garrett's forces. Your sacrifice allowed Garrett to warn Starfleet about Klingon cloaking tech. But your ship was lost with all hands. At least, that's what's in the history books. I've brought you and the crew members I could save to the early 25th century. You're being recruited as a temporal agent. Since you're dead, we're giving you a new identity. We have a speed training and reacclimation process that will help you to fit in. I know this is a bit unusual, but but you'll get used to it.
And there you have it. Daniels has yanked us out of time and now brought us to present day, where we've got to get ourselves a ship, go through the whole starbase thing, and then start doing some more next generation timeline missions. Thanks very much for watching the Battle of Caleb 4, which is the Star Trek Online pivotable mission that takes us from the original series into the next generation and beyond era. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you did, and if you're playing Star Trek Online. I'll see you soon.